Hi, I'm Kerry. I believe the best opportunities I'm going to have to grow my portfolio exponentially over the next couple of years and the balance of this year is going to be in two areas. One is the delivery of healthcare, and I'm positioned through biotech and a few other stocks that I think I'm in the right place for that to happen. The other area that has come to the surface just more recently is that of cybersecurity. And I think this is another area where I can see some potential growth rapidly in my portfolio. So the key is now to identify the stocks that are going to be a part of that rapid growth. And I depend upon my tribe, the people who are part of my Discord, to share with me their ideas of what is going to be in the future. And one of them brought to my attention a company by the name of Sentinel One that just recently IPO'd. And through a relationship with Seeking Alpha, I was able to gain access to an interview with, Toomer Weingarten, the CEO of Sentinel. So here we go. Let's talk to the guy who's running the show and see if we first of all can't learn more about Sentinel, but equally as important, learn more about the industry. And we'll do that right after I claim that I'm not your financial advisor.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Toomer, how would you describe Sentinel One to someone who isn't familiar with your company and isn't familiar with the cybersecurity business?
Sentinel One is a cybersecurity company that leverages machine learning and AI to basically fend off attacks, deflect attacks from every part of the network. It's device-based protection for every type of device. So from the classic endpoints that we all use, the laptops and desktops, all the way through IoT devices, and even cloud workloads and containerized environments. So all in all, it's a broad-based protection platform, once again, to detect attacks as they happen in real time and then prevent them from actually turning into incidents.
Toomer, explain this. What does your typical customer look like? And is yours a global business or more of a U.S. business? And how many customers do you currently have at this time?
Yeah, we got close to 5,000 customers today. Very large enterprises on one hand, but we can also serve, a 500 seat type of, SMB. So everybody really needs security right now. It's a problem that's kind of an immense scale. It's a $6 trillion, issue right now. That's the cybercrime economy, and it affects everybody. There's no industry that's immune. There's really a wide effect all across the board right now.
You're in a very expanding marketplace. It's growing, it seems like, almost daily as we have more cyber attacks. It was a 157 billion software industry in 2019, and it's projected to expand to 300 billion by 2027.
Yeah, and first and foremost, it is an incredibly big market, and I think that throughout the years and traditionally in cybersecurity, you've seen even more vendors and more diversity in the market. I think that actually today we're seeing more consolidation. But when you look at what we're doing versus some of these other folks that you mentioned, I think what people kind of understand right now is that it's no longer about just buying tools to enable the defenders to do their jobs. It really is something else that's needed to meet the sheer scale of alerts and data that's being generated in the enterprise right now. So when you look at a company like Sentinel One, that's highly, highly automated. We have a complete autonomous system. You get to this point that people just lean on our technology to do the work for them in many, many different cases. And that just creates, better scale for security teams out there, but it also creates machine speed protection, which is something that you don't find with some of the vendors out there, the other vendors out there, that sometimes are also very focused on services and allowing you to, kind of procure more services that can then be deployed in your environment. Here with Sentinel One, you're buying technology that scales with you, that scales for you. And if you want that service, you can also get it from one of our channel partners that are by design able to leverage our platform to deliver these services.
You're in a very competitive market with people like CrowdStrike and Microsoft. And why do your customers choose you over those people?
Yeah, I think time and time again we see kind of a best of breed approach, which is why, when you mention someone like Microsoft, that they have a pretty deep bench of capabilities, but it's almost like everything they're doing is not excellent, right? A lot of it is just kind of mediocre. But they have all the ingredients. But you see time and time again, teams out there just opting to get, best of breed solutions. Obviously, with cybersecurity, you want to reduce as much risk as you can. So you want to get the solution with the best visibility, with the lowest misdetects. And there's some great, unbiased bodies out there that actually conduct tests and comparisons of all of these solutions. One good example would be, the MITRE attack framework. MITRE is a U.S. government body, completely unbiased. It's not pay to play. You can't pay. You can affect the score, and they kind of give out a mapping of all different capabilities from all vendors versus the attack techniques that they know about. So they can give you a really good sense on, what type of visibility are you getting if you're opting for one of these platforms that you mentioned. If you look at that framework, Sentinel One was singled out as the highest ranked vendor by far from any other next gen endpoint protection vendor, with 100% visibility, with zero misdetects, with zero delay detection, with zero configuration changes. It is a superior technology at this point in time.
I read in your statements the words behavioral artificial intelligence. What is that, and why is it important in the cybersecurity space?
Yeah, behavioral AI is something that we innovated. When we kind of started the company, it was one of the core concepts that we built our entire protection scheme against. And maybe a good way to explain it is by example. If you kind of think about ransomware, which is obviously one of the biggest problems out there right now, it has millions of different variants, millions of different names, millions of different attackers and operators that conduct these attacks. But the attack itself, once it hits a given device, the way it manifests itself, the way it behaves, is almost the same across all these variants, different families, different operators. It's going to be something that reaches your device, tries to delete your backups, and then tries to maybe sequentially encrypt each file that you have on your system. If you can model that behavior and have AI identify it in a complete generic way, then you've probably found a very robust way to detect any breed of ransomware of any type just by observing the operation that's happening on the device, knowing that what's happening right now is not benign behavior. It is not a legitimate application that's doing this. So let's shut it down. Let's stop it from ever doing any more damage, and get the machine back to a trusted state.
Let's take a look at profits and revenues. In 2021, you're showing revenues of $93 million. That's an increase of 100% over prior year. That's phenomenal. But on the other hand, you have losses that have doubled over the past year, from 26 million to over 62 million. How's that work? And explain it to me so that I feel better about it.
Yeah, some of it is really the course of business, and we've built a model that we focus on growth. And right now, in a market that's so open and filled with opportunities, we want to continue to grow. By the way, some of the losses and expenses that you're seeing in the first couple of quarters are also associated with our IPO. I mean, an IPO is a pretty expensive endeavor. So to us, I mean, the operating model that we build will yield better and better EBITDA profile over the years. We've set up long-term targets that would take us to be a profitable company. However, right now, and as long as we're taking a conscious decision to actually invest these funds in growth or back in growth, we feel it's under control. It's something that we do by design, and it's something that enables us to continue to grow triple digits. I mean, at our scale right now, ending last quarter at 161 million of ARR, that's a big jump from last year. That represents, I think, 116% year-over-year growth. Again, at our scale, it's a pretty substantial growth rate. To us, I mean, that enables us to capture more and more market share. And then if you look at our net retention rate, which is about 124%, you kind of see that not only we're able to capture more market share, but we're also able to serve these customers over time and really expand our footprint with all these customers across these 20 different modules that we have in the platform.
At the same time, I'm seeing that your employee base is growing dramatically. From February of 2020, you had 450 employees, and then in April of 2021, you upped that to 850. I thought the business was more of a technological business, not a manpower business. Why are you growing in people so rapidly?
Yeah, great questions. And for us, it's solving the big teams equations for our customers. For us, I mean, it's getting developers to actually continue building and iterating on the technology and building solutions that can scale in customer environments. So, someone needs to build the technology. We got incredible talent all across the globe. We got engineering teams, from the U.S. To Israel and even the Czech Republic, really spread out anywhere. And it's part of what makes us successful. And if you look at our culture, I think that also is something that has been kind of singled out by many other people that looked at our company outside in. It's a 4.8 Glassdoor rating, which is probably best in industry or best in many other industries as well. And that what really allows us to attract grade A talent and continue to grow in the pace that we're in. With that said, part of embarking on the IPO process is to put more robust processes on how you recruit people, how you vet people, and who you bring on board. So we're trying to obviously never compromise on talent, never compromise on vetting out properly the people that we recruit. Cybersecurity is a trust business, and we're doing everything that we can to maintain that trust with our customers. Again, becoming a public company is about transparency for us. It's about showing, hey, we're a vendor that's here to stay. We're neutral, we're unbiased, and we're just here to deliver the best software possible.
Tumer, Sentinel One trades on the New York Stock Exchange under the symbol of S. You went public at $35 per share, and that raised approximately $1 billion, a little over $1 billion. What do you intend to do with that money?
Yeah, overall, what drove it is obviously demand. I mean, we've been talking to investors, and we have kind of talked about what we do and how we see the business. We're very conservative in what we do. We also understand that the IPO is just a milestone right now, right? I mean, there's a long journey ahead. So we don't assign that much value to the actual valuation that we get at the moment of IPO. And to us, I mean, we kind of saw the demand. We saw the amount of investors out there looking to really be a part of our journey, knowing that cybersecurity is such a big problem. It's a big mission, and I think we just attracted the best investor that you can hope for, and that kind of also drove the price up. So all in all, a very robust demand environment, I'll say. Our ability to win in that competitive market that you define is also something that doesn't elude the eyes of the investors. They see a company with amazing technology, differentiated technology that's winning, growing incredibly fast. I mean, that's a pretty attractive asset. The proceeds, I mean, for us, we didn't necessarily had to raise, this much, but at the same time, looking at the set of opportunities that we have right now in front of us, we want to look at other companies to acquire. We acquired a company earlier this year called Scalar. It's a next generation data analytics company. And given that everything we do is leaning on data collection, our ability to really ingest data at the petabyte scale, store it for the customer in the most secure way possible, also represents an opportunity outside of the core TAM that we play in, and really kind of creeping into data analytics, where we see just a massive opportunity as well. So all in all, I mean, we're looking for ways to continue and build on our platform. And right now, once again, the ability to deliver more and more capabilities to our customers who are looking for that consolidation. They're looking to procure and consume more and more capabilities from one platform vendor. We can consolidate many of these capabilities into one cohesive, security data lake, in essence, that can give them all these abilities.
Tumer, thank you for sharing your insights and your into the industry and educating us and our tribe. And then let me just say that I think you have a tiger by the tail, and I think you have a fantastic opportunity if you could answer this immense problem that our world is facing at this time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
Okay, that's my take on Sentinel One. And I want to reemphasize that I think this is the investment opportunity, one of the investment opportunities of our lifetime. And I think if you can allocate your funds correctly in this space, you can make a lot of money. I've made 2 entries into the space, and you can see them in my portfolio, which I share at our Discord. And I'll share with you, as I have with my tribe, my entrance into Sentinel One. I want to also share with you, I shared this interview with my tribe a week ago, and because I want them to have a leg up. We know that when Goldman Sachs finds a wonderful opportunity for their investors that they charge, I don't know how much for information, they release it to their big customers first, and then they release it to us. So is that a pump and dump? I don't think so, because they're not dumping, but it is a pump. But they give their people the first opportunity. That's what we're trying to do at Best of Us Investors. And I would invite you to come join our tribe, because the more people that we have giving us input, the better we're going to be at making good investment decisions. All right, I'll talk to you again tomorrow.